The towering skyscraper stood shrouded in an eerie fog, its windows gleaming ominously under the moonlight. On the 31st floor, the office buzzed with life during the day, but at night, it was a different story. Strange occurrences had been reported: flickering lights, phantom whispers, and unsettling shadows. Emily, a diligent worker, arrived for her night shift. As she settled into her desk, a chilling breeze swept through the office, even though the windows were tightly shut. She shook off the unease and began her tasks. As the night deepened, Emily heard faint footsteps echoing in the corridor. She ventured out, only to find no one. Fear tingled down her spine as her computer screen suddenly flickered, and the lights above her desk buzzed ominously. Emily overheard faint whispers during her breaks. The words were indistinct, but the voices seemed tormented. She questioned her sanity as she locked herself in her cubicle, trying to drown out the eerie sounds. One night, as Emily worked, she caught a glimpse of a shadowy figure out of the corner of her eye. Turning quickly, she saw nothing but empty cubicles. Her heart raced, and she couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The building's ancient elevator often acted up, but one night it descended to the 31st floor without anyone calling it. Its doors creaked open, revealing an empty interior bathed in an eerie red glow. Emily's curiosity got the better of her. She stepped into the elevator, and it descended further into the building's depths. The air grew colder, and the atmosphere became suffocating. As the elevator descended, Emily saw fleeting glimpses of haunting scenes. Spectres of long-gone office workers, trapped in an eternal loop of mundane tasks. Their hollow gazes sent shivers down her spine. The elevator finally halted, and Emily found herself in an underground chamber. She discovered old files detailing the lives of employees who had mysteriously vanished over the years. The stories were heartbreaking. Emily pieced together the office's grim history. The 31st floor had been the site of a tragic fire decades ago, claiming many lives. The souls of those lost seemed to linger, trapped between the worlds. Determined to find peace for the tormented souls, Emily reached out to a paranormal investigator. Together, they conducted a séance in the dimly lit office, hoping to communicate with the trapped spirits. During the séance, the spirits communicated their pain and longing for closure. They revealed that the fire had been intentionally set to cover up financial scandals. Their anger and sorrow permeated the room. With the investigators' help, Emily devised a plan to break the curse. They gathered relics from the victims and performed a ritual to release the trapped souls from their torment. As the ritual commenced, the office underwent a chilling transformation. The temperature plummeted, and ghostly apparitions manifested, replaying moments from their past lives. In a climactic moment, Emily confronted the vengeful spirit responsible for the fire. With a mixture of empathy and determination, she convinced the spirit to let go of its anger and find peace. As the spirits found closure and faded away, the office's atmosphere lifted. Emily felt a sense of accomplishment, but also sadness for the lives that had been lost. With the curse lifted, the office on the 31st floor slowly returned to normalcy. Employees felt a renewed sense of purpose and camaraderie, as if the heavy burden that had lingered there was finally lifted. Although the haunting had ended, occasional echoes of the past lingered. The faint sounds of laughter, the scent of old papers, and the feeling of being watched reminded everyone of the history that was once trapped there. One night, Emily heard a faint whisper in the wind, carrying words of gratitude. It was as if the spirits were thanking her for setting them free and allowing them to find peace at last. The story of the haunting on the 31st floor became a part of the building's lore. Employees shared tales of their experiences, ensuring that the sacrifices and struggles of the past were never forgotten. Even after the events on the 31st floor, Emily felt a strange connection to the spirits she had helped. Sometimes, in her dreams, she could hear their whispers, soft and distant, like a faint echo from the past. As months passed, Emily found herself drawn to the building even during her free time. She would often sit in the lobby, gazing up at the 31st floor, lost in thought about the souls that had found peace. One evening, while sitting in the lobby, Emily struck up a conversation with an elderly man who had worked in the building for decades. He shared stories of the past, of people he had known, and of the fire that had forever changed the office. The elderly man revealed that there was still one unresolved mystery from that tragic time: a missing ledger that contained evidence of the financial scandals. Emily felt a renewed sense of purpose. With the elderly man's guidance, Emily delved into the building's archives, determined to find the missing ledger. She spent hours poring over old records, trying to piece together the puzzle of the past. After weeks of searching, Emily finally uncovered the missing ledger hidden in a forgotten corner of the archives. The truth was even more shocking than she had imagined. The fire had been deliberately set to destroy evidence of embezzlement. Armed with the evidence, Emily embarked on a mission to expose the truth and bring justice to those who had been wronged. She reached out to investigative journalists, determined to shed light on the dark secrets of the past. The investigative journalists published a series of articles that rocked the city. The financial scandals were exposed, and the names of those responsible were brought to light. The truth finally prevailed. As the city grappled with the revelations, the families of the victims found a sense of closure. The truth had been brought to light, and the memory of their loved ones could finally be honored without the stain of betrayal. With the truth exposed and justice served, the 31st floor of the office building transformed. The lingering echoes of the past finally faded away, replaced by a sense of peace and healing. Epilogue: remembering the past. Years later, the building on the 31st floor became a place of remembrance. A memorial was erected to honor the lives lost in the fire and the courage of those who had fought for justice. The ghosts of the past were finally at rest, and the building stood as a testament to the power of uncovering the truth.